In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, and may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon His last and beloved Messenger Muhammad, and may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon you all. The title of this video is How to Respond to Those Who Insult Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him. Now, as an introduction to this episode, I hear so much nowadays about people trying to respond to those who insult the character of Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him. Now, what I noticed that those people, most of them, the Muslims, that they try to respond, and they think and they try to find ways on how to respond to these insults, that these people, they speak from their guesswork, their conjecture, what they think, what they imagine, and this is something very dangerous. Because Allah God Almighty says in the Quran, do not follow guesswork, your own kind of guesswork and conjecture, because that will mislead you away from the path of Allah God Almighty. That's what we learn from a certain verse in the Quran. So what I hear from those people, and some of them they claim that they know about Islamic religion, and they are called scholars of Islam, that when they respond, they say, I think this and I think that, this is my guesswork, and this is something very dangerous. Because your guesswork can be right and can be wrong. And being wrong in such sensitive issues, it cannot be tolerated. Error in these sensitive issues, because if you respond wrongly, the response sometimes can cause more damage than the insult itself. Because if Muslims respond wrongly to these insults to Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, then this can cause even more damage than the original insult. So in this video I will show, Allah God willing, the correct response to the insults towards the character of Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him. And the way I will do this, not to say I think this and I think that, my guesswork is this, no. By going back to the Quran and the teaching of Prophet Muhammad, going to the source and learning from the source how to respond to these insults. Now, where can we find the correct response? Now, if we go back to the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, his teachings, his actions, in his time, people insulted him as well. Now, if we learn how he responded to that, then we can learn the correct response that we want. Once again, if we go back to the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, and see how he dealt with such insults, then we should deal the same. Because Allah teaches us in the Quran that in Prophet Muhammad we have the best of examples. Now there is a story, the summary of the story is the following, that Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, had a neighbor, and he was a Jew, he was Jewish. And this neighbor used to put foul things in the path of Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, as he was going out from his house and coming back. So this Jewish neighbor, he used to put foul things in the roads, like rocks, stones, garbage in the path that Prophet Muhammad used to walk to and from his house. Now, what happens that one day Prophet Muhammad did not find these foul things, so he went to visit this Jewish neighbor, thinking that he's ill. So when he walked in, the Jewish neighbor asked Prophet Muhammad, why did you visit me? So Prophet Muhammad, he answered saying that you did not put these foul things in my path, so I thought you must be sick. So the Jew asked him, does your religion teach you this? Prophet Muhammad answered, even more than this. So the Jewish person, he answered and said, I testify that there is no God but Allah, and that you are His messenger. So from this story, brothers and sisters, we can learn the correct way to respond to these insults to our Prophet Muhammad. The way to respond is to show the mercy of Prophet Muhammad onto people, because the way Prophet Muhammad responded to these insults, that he showed his mercy and compassion towards people. So the way you as a Muslim, you can respond to these insults to show the mercy and compassion of Prophet Muhammad towards people. So when the person who's insulting Prophet Muhammad sees this mercy and feels this mercy, he will stop insulting Prophet Muhammad. Even more, he will start defending him. So you want to gain fruits, you want good fruits. So now I will show you a practical way on how to show the mercy of Prophet Muhammad onto people, a practical way, something to implement. And let me give a very simple example that everybody can understand and implement. Let's see. Now, if we go back to the teaching of Prophet Muhammad, the way he lived and what he taught us, and learn from that and show that Allah the Almighty taught Prophet Muhammad these actions, these sayings, and Prophet Muhammad said them and did them out of mercy and compassion unto people. So one practice of Prophet Muhammad was that he used to eat with his right hand, and he used to sleep on his right side. So one practice of Prophet Muhammad, that he used to eat with his right hand and used to sleep on his right side. So if we show now the scientific miracle in this, and how it's all based on mercy, and how Prophet Muhammad teaching people this out of mercy, this is the correct response to the insults of Prophet Muhammad, showing the mercy of this a great Prophet of Allah the Almighty towards people. So let's start, which is something very simple, something that everyone can understand, Allah God willing. Now, eating with the right hand. Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, used to eat with his right hand. And so we learn from this that Prophet Muhammad is teaching us to separate the use of the right hand, the left hand, such that the right hand can be used to the inputs of the body, like eating and drinking, and the left hand used for the outputs of the body, like going to the toilet, using the left hand when going to the toilet, for example. So again, Prophet Muhammad is instructing us to separate the use of the right hand and the left hand for the inputs and the left hand for the outputs of the body. Now, what's the mercy in this? Because when you separate the use, the chance of infection with bacteria and germs is greatly reduced. So Prophet Muhammad is teaching this, said that so that the risk of bacterial infection and infection with germs would be greatly reduced. So we see here the mercy and compassion of Prophet Muhammad towards people. That's one simple, very straightforward example, such that if you learn this, you can write articles in newspapers, you can make websites, you can make videos, any way you know in the media to spread this mercy, and you will see that the person who is insulting Prophet Muhammad, he will defend him, he will go the opposite way and he will defend him when he sees this mercy of this great Prophet of Allah the Almighty towards people. Another example that you can implement is very straightforward. Prophet Muhammad used to sleep on his right side. So what's the mercy in this? That Prophet Muhammad is teaching us, and the mercy contained in his teachings. Now when you go to sleep, you can sleep in 4 positions, either on your belly, or on your back, or on your right side, or your left side. These are the 4 positions that you can sleep in. Now let's examine them. Now the first one, if you sleep on your belly, now what will happen that when you sleep on your belly, meaning your face is facing the mattress, so what happens here is that you'll put so much pressure on your internal organs, because your internal organs will be sandwiched between your back and the bed. So you'll put so much pressure on your heart, your liver, your stomach, and this is in the long run causes so much damage to the body. And it's also known that Prophet Muhammad forbid people of sleeping on their belly. So Prophet Muhammad taught us not to sleep in this position. So we see the mercy of Prophet Muhammad unto people, that he taught us not to sleep on our belly, because he knows the kind of the damage that will cause to the body. So you see how all of his actions are all based on mercy. Now the second position you can sleep in is on your back. Now again, what will happen here is that, as you can see on the screen, This is the human spine, and we can see that Allah God Almighty designed the spine having a certain curvature. Now, this curvature is very important for healthy walking or running and so forth. But when you sleep on your back, this spine will become sandwiched between the bed and the pressure of your internal organs and the belly and so forth. So you have like this curvature under this pressure is trying to be, to be reduced. The curvature of the spine will be reduced like an arc subjected to a load on the above. So from the above, so this curvature will be reduced, and this in the long run will make pain and will make getting up from the bed is very painful. So we see that this position is not good as well. Now the third position is sleeping on your left side. Now the problem in this position that when you sleep on your left side, your heart is shifted toward the left. So when you're sleeping on the left side, your heart is sandwiched between the bed and the pressure of your internal organs and your body weight above the heart. This is very problematic for your heart. So the last position is to sleep on the right side. Now on the right side, your heart is to the upper region, so there is no pressure on your heart, and the curvature of the spine is maintained, so it's the best position to maintain your health. So we see that Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, used to sleep on his right side, teaching us the best position out of mercy, so that we will not feel pain and we have happiness in this life and the hereafter. So we see, brothers and sisters, how all the teachings of Prophet Muhammad are based on mercy. So what we can do to defend Prophet Muhammad is to learn this mercy, this knowledge, and to show it to people. As I said, writing articles in newspapers, in magazines, in making websites, videos, going on TV, satellite channels, every possible mean that Allah makes it easy for you, show the mercy of Prophet Muhammad to people, and you will see, Allah God willing, that the people who are insulting Prophet Muhammad, when they see this mercy, they will stop insulting him, and even they will start defending him. So this is, inshaAllah, God willing, this is the correct response of that every Muslim should follow to defend his Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him. And to know more details about this topic and how to show the mercy of Prophet Muhammad unto people, please visit my website at www.quran-miracle.com, and you can email me at zaidquran@yahoo.com, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all.